Lordy, 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 Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin in the state of Florida with George Zimmerman. Lordy, 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 I can't believe it. How was that man even found not guilty with 6 women as a juror? Somebody please tell me. I don't understand. I don't understand the jury. How did 6 women come up with this conclusion that this 17-year-old boy deserved to die? Did they not look at the cameras from the store he was at to see his character from the time he went into the store and left the store? I'm trying to figure out when they said that he bust George Zimmerman's nose. Did they check his hands and all that for blood, for George Zimmerman's blood? Was any of George Zimmerman's blood on Trayvon Martin's body? They took the word. They took the word of a watchman. Not a policeman, but a watchman. When the policeman told George Zimmerman not to bother Trayvon Martin, but he followed him anyway. The policeman told the watchman not to bother Trayvon Martin. George Zimmerman, you are a watchman. You are a neighborhood watchman. You're not a policeman. You're a watchman. And you're going to sit there and follow him? For what? And then you're going to turn around and sit there and say you were defending yourself. If you're the one following him, it seemed like to me Trayvon Martin was defending himself. But one thing that's for sure, and 2 things for certain. This situation was not about race. This was about a man, in my opinion, who was eager to use a gun and eager to show probably a black person that he has more control in the situation. Because black people are known to have violence and have black on black crime. So in my opinion, I think he was trying to prove a point to himself. But I don't think this was about a race issue, far as they're saying that it's because, George Zimmerman is white, George Zimmerman is white. George Zimmerman's father has been covering up for him for years. George Zimmerman has a history of violence, and the police force and everybody else has been covering up for him for years. So no, this was the first person he attacked that we know of that was African American. But far as we know, he had been violent towards people of his own race. Yes, he has. So that's why I don't think this is all about white and black. And I don't understand why black people are making a big deal about it when you got all this black on black crime going on. Because truth be told, if a black person walked in any ghetto from New York to California and he is walking slow at 7 o'clock at night, and we know it was not because it happened on February 26th, so we know it was dark outside. If he walking slow in empty hood, in empty ghetto with a black hoodie on, everybody is going to stand up to see who is walking down their neighborhood slow with a black hoodie on. Because they're going to think either that is a stick-up man or that is somebody trying to do something because he's walking slow with a black hoodie on. And that's when you know another black on black crime will be committed. Just because he's walking slow with a black hoodie on. But people don't look at it like that. People don't see stuff like that. And that's very suspect. If anybody walking slow in any ghetto, the first thing, if a group of people are together, they're gonna be looking at this one person to see what he doing, why he walking slow. First thing gonna wonder is he high? Is he under the influence? What is he doing? But once he go by, that's just gonna be it. Or like I just said, it might be another black on black crime. Somebody might approach him and ask him why he walking slow, why he in their hood. I mean, that happens every single day. But black people not looking at it like that. But what killed me is everybody is marching for Trayvon Martin. Why nobody ain't march for Lil Anthony? Casey Anthony sat there and killed her daughter, went and got a tattoo, and told everybody that her daughter was at the nanny when her daughter was buried 6 feet. Why nobody for Lil Anthony. Protesting for Lil Anthony. Can somebody please explain that to me? But no. People always want to look at what somebody with another race has done to a black person. Like Martin Luther King ain't already marched for that. Martin Luther King already marched for that. Okay? Let's show some respect for Martin Luther King. But nobody don't wanna talk about that though. Little Cece down at the local hospital, at your little county hospital. Every one of y'all got a little Cece down there who is missing a limb, an arm, a leg, a toe, or something. And nobody is not standing up for the children who are in need. But yet y'all want to sit here and march for a boy who y'all don't know who was killed by a crazy man who shouldn't have got off. But because it's about a race thing, y'all want to march about him. I don't understand it. I'm not saying Trayvon Martin is not important. This situation at hand, a grown man got off free for killing a boy. So it's very important what's going on and what happened. But for it to be blown up the way it is, and you have to look at people. You have to look at people of all races who was watching the actual case. Trayvon Martin's friend said she didn't know how to read in cursive. She didn't know how to write. So they had to have somebody write her statement in cursive. And then she didn't even know how to read that statement because it was in cursive. Man, listen. You know how many people going to look at that situation like, okay, this girl is ignorant, so he probably don't have, so they probably going to demolish his background because he's socializing with someone who don't even know how to write in cursive or read in cursive, who don't even know how to write. So they probably look at this situation like he probably did, in fact, attack George Zimmerman. That's probably all he know how to do is resort to violence. But people don't look at stuff like that. You gotta think with logic. That's all I'm saying, think with logic. But me personally, I feel George Zimmerman should go to jail for killing a child. Not because it's a black thing, not because it's a white thing or a Spanish thing. He should go to jail for killing a child that the policeman told him not to follow when the policeman got there 2 minutes later after he hung up the phone with them. So all he had to do was wait till 2 minutes. And Trayvon Martin would have still been walking because according to them, he was walking slowly. So if he was walking slowly, that means the police going to be there to handle the situation. But no, George Zimmerman wanted to take the law into his own hands. And that's why he needed to be underneath the jail. And you can sit there and tell at the courthouse, that there was not anything wrong with George Zimmerman. He wasn't even looking, he wasn't even swaying like, oh my God, I'm about to go to jail for 20 years for killing somebody in self-defense. He was looking like he knew he was getting off. He knew. And it don't even make no sense how he knew. He wasn't even sweating like, oh my God, I'm about to go to jail for something I ain't even mean to do. He don't even have no remorse for the situation. Or his brother. His brother gonna sit there and say, Trayvon asked for his own death. What you mean Trayvon asked for his own death? Trayvon was on the phone with his friend minding his business. Trayvon didn't ask for his own death. Them the kind of words you don't say. I mean, I'm just being 100% real right now. But people don't look at stuff like that. And then you got the juror number, whatever, talking about stuff. She gonna write a book. Write a book about what? You sitting there getting off? You sitting there letting the man get off free? That's what you gonna write a book about? About George Zimmerman getting off free? And Trayvon Martin is in the ground because he was harassed. He was harassed and killed. Is that what you're gonna write a book about? And you went in there crying? If y'all didn't have it, if it wasn't a big deal to y'all, and y'all knew what y'all was doing, why was y'all crying? Why was y'all crying? Oh, okay. Oh, what she said they was crying for? She said she made up some nonsense why they was crying. They was crying because they know they was letting the guilty man go free. That's why they was crying. Well, Anyway, just talking about it is making me upset all over again. So let me just send my condolences to the Martin family and for every family in Florida that was been wrongly accused or wrongdoing. I want to send my condolences to every last family, whether you black, white, Haitian, whatever, whether you green, yellow, whatever God made you. I want to send my condolences to all families all over the world who deserve better than what the state of Florida is doing. And I ain't buying no more Florida orange juice either. And y'all better not buy no more Florida orange juice either. Don't even support the state of Florida, because they let these people get off scot-free. But y'all go ahead now. I'll chit-chat with y'all later.